it's 9:15, so let's go ahead and get started. Today, you're gonna need 3 different kettlebells or dumbbells. So we're gonna kind of build off of some of that speed that we did last week. And I'm just gonna make sure I've got a good positioning here for my computer so that you guys can see me in a really good way. So I've got my shoes on today. I had a good ride this morning on Zwift. Hopefully we're all following each other there and eventually get into a group ride, that kind of stuff. So I've got 3 different loads today. We're gonna go through a sprinter series. I know those of you that use On Demand regularly are used to doing sprinter series, but it's just a really great way to activate hips. So I'm going a little bit lighter with my number 3 dumbbell today. Usually I'll use a 25 to 30 pounder for my number 3, but I had my second vaccine Tuesday, so I'm kind of just treating myself with a little bit of kid gloves. So first thing we want to do is just hands on your hips, go into a pretty wide stance, and as per usual, let's turn those toes in. Some of you guys might have seen I invited some people who are not in the group to join us today just to get a vibe for how we do things. So I might over teach just a little bit, but these details for all of us really matter. So right here, let's just get a nice wide stance, 2 times shoulder width. Turn those toes in, and we're just gonna drop the hips to the back, load up the heels, and just gently rotate. So I'm taking my left hip and aiming it mid-thigh to the right. Aiming my right hip mid-thigh to the left. 3, and my upper body just kind of follows along. I'm not over rotating through my upper body. 5, 6, 7, we're gonna do 20 of these. 8, hips are to the back, weight is on your heels. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, just opening up the hips. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. So that is just that perfect hip rotation. Okay, next one. We're going to go into a split stance, and I want you to float your back heel. So your back heel is off the ground. But we're just going to pivot like we're squishing a bug on the back foot, and then just come right back to the front. So hands on hips. I usually am pretty good about wearing black, which is not always good when there's a black background. Let's see if I can just stay in a position. So 2 feet facing forward here. Open the back hip, come back. Open the back hip, come back. 2, 3, lean forward just a little bit. 4, add a little bit more weight to that lead leg. 5, pivot your back hip. 6, we're just gonna do 10. 7, pivot. 8, pivot. 9, and 10. Good. Switch to the other side. You can see I'm starting to get more and more comfortable with this internal rotation. Gravity is pulling us into external rotation, and we want to overcome the force of gravity. Open up that hip. 1, 2, 3. So we're turning around that lead hip. 4, 5, 6. Good. Turn. 7, 8. Good. 9. Good. 10. And good. All right. Shake that out. Jump around just a little bit. Shake that, shake that, shake that. Let's go wide, narrow, wide, narrow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Next one, we're just going to do a little bit of hopping side to side. And we'll just switch legs, right? So we're working a little bit into stimulating that nervous system. So just a little split jump. Just switch your feet. You don't have to do much. We're going to go a little faster now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. into a nice wide stance again. Turn the toes in. This time, using that sphere or the half sphere, you try and say half sphere of tension. What we're gonna do is glide to the left and reach to the ground with the right hand. The measuring stick part of it is that half sphere. 2, just like that. Reach to the ground. 3, reach across the body. 4, rotating and loading into that hip now. 5, 6, 7, just gonna do 10, 8, good, 9, good, and 10. Okay, get a little pad to go under your knee. This is very difficult to do without a pad, and it's very difficult to do without using the half kneeling as well. So down onto one knee, your knee is in front of you, but then take it out to the side 45 degrees. And we're just gonna sink into that knee. Your upper body turns away. 2, 3, and it's just a nice adductor stretch. 4, 5, 6, good. Remember, adductors, 7, are really important when it comes to lateral hip stability. If your adductor, your inner thigh, is tight, it means it's probably not functioning really well. And if it's not functioning well, and because it's so tight, then your lateral hip on the outside is not going to work well either. So other side. If you find yourself just keep wanting to stretch and lengthen that inner thigh, that's a good thing. Keep it moving. 5, 6, 7. We've got to do this so our friend Hein in the Netherlands doesn't cramp in his inner thigh. 10. We're going to hit each side one more time. So you start with that knee right out front, take it to 45 degrees, take a big breath and lift and pull the ribs away from the hips. We're just going to add a hand driver. So I've got my left knee up. My opposite hand is going to go up and away, and we're just going to sink into that. 1, sink into that and reach up with that hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, creating space through the belly. 6, 7, 8, good. 9, one more, and 10. All right, same thing other side, then we'll get to lifting some weights. All right, right leg up, nice big posture. Take a big breath, create space. Opposite hand, so my right knee is out, my left hand is up. 1, taking our time, creating as much space through the chest as we can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna go into the sprinter series. So basically what that means is we're gonna put hands on hips, keeping your feet nice and straight. Be careful that they don't start going into this externally rotated position. We want feet nice and straight. If you're riding a bike, pretend they're clipped into the pedals, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is just right leg back, right hand forward. So we're going just like this, okay? So we're gonna go 8 of those. Ready? No weight, just the weight of the arm. Right leg back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chest is up tall, 6, 7, and 8. Hold that, come out of it nice and strong. Next one is going to be using the weight of the arm. Stand on your left leg. Right arm is going to reach from the bottom. Tip and reach. 1, long through your spine. 2, 3, reach through that hand. 4, little pause, right there. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Last one, same leg, single leg stance, tip at the hip, right arm. So I'm standing on my left leg, out to the side. 1, 2, long arm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh. And I don't know whether it's the vaccine or the fact that I rode my Zwift this morning, but that was a little painful. Okay, other side, same thing. Reaching forward, left leg back, left arm forward. 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Single leg stance, reach forward, scoop from the bottom. That keeps us out of the neck. 1, 2, 3, nice straight leg. 4, 5, 6, 7, woo, 8, tight, 9, that's extra credit. Okay, reverse fly, right leg, left leg, right leg, left arm. Ready? 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, match my pace. 7, one more, and 8, and just shake that out. All right, right into some squats, and we're gonna go into a squat series here. So we're gonna go we're gonna go a parallel stance. So feet about hip width apart. I want you to grab your number 2 or your number 3 dumbbell, and we're gonna take it up into the goblet position. So right here, I take that dumbbell, I hang the dumbbell, so I'm grabbing the end of it. If you have a kettlebell, same kind of story. You're just gonna hold it right onto your breastbone, okay? So we're gonna go a set of 10 squats, parallel stance. Most important thing is to get butt to the back, right there, butt to the back. We got 10, ready? Goblet squats for 10. 1, 2, 3, working technique. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. When we get into these climb workouts, which are strength building, launch workouts are a little bit more endurance, skill building. Climb, a little bit heavier. We've got to be patient to take time between sets. So what we're going to do now is take that same kettlebell, same parallel stance, but we're going to rotate just a little bit. So as we go down, we're rotating a little bit to the left, finish back at the middle. Rotate a little bit to the right, finish back to the middle. So we're getting a little bit of hip rotation and a little bit of hip flexion. So we're just opening that hip up. We're gonna end up going 5 each side. This is definitely one of those stories where if some is good, more isn't better. So don't feel like you have to over-rotate here, okay? So feet nice and strong, inside or right at shoulder width. As we go down, we just rotate a little bit to the left, back up strong. A little bit to the right, back up strong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Last set of squats. We're gonna go right down the middle. So we're gonna do just like we did the first time. So when we do those rotational squats, because we're athletes, because we're mobility, if you're playing pickleball, if you're playing tennis, if you're playing golf, if you're playing cycling, finding more glute activation and glute strength is just gonna be, it's not gonna serve you poorly. All right, one more set of 10 squats, right down the middle. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, building that lower body strength. Okay, make your way to the ground. This movement, we're gonna work our anchor really quick. So the anchor is knees together. Again, getting back to those adductors, those inner thigh muscles. Knees together, toes together, heels apart. We're gonna lay flat down on the ground. From right here, 2 hands, right towards the sky. The big move is this one, keeping your knees nice and tight. We're gonna flare your arms way over your head. Don't let your hands touch the ground. Keep your hands about 6 inches off the ground. Stay in that position. Now, using your breath, I want you to take as many big breaths as you can. And as I do 5, see if you can get 5 with me. You want to feel skinny. I want you to create as much space between your pubic bone and your rib cage. All right, so we'll start with hands straight up towards the sky. Take a big breath, walk your shoulders away, squeeze your knees nice and tight. We got 5 big breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Squeeze those knees. 2 more big breaths. One more. And good. Now, I asked you, were you shaking just a little bit in your lower body as you maintain the squeezing of those knees? I imagine yes. If you're training hard, that is undoing a lot of the tightness that's coming our way. We can avoid it by doing these anchors, right? So we're anchoring, we're doing supine, face up, decompression breathing. Let's do one more set of those. Knees together. Your knees are about 10 inches off the ground. Toes together, heels apart. That puts your hips into internal rotation. The strength is in here behind your pubic bone, in between your hips. Give those knees a squeeze. Give those feet a pull back towards your shins. Float your hands to the sky. Walk your shoulders away. Reach way over your head. 5 big breaths. Three, 4, one more, and 5. Good. All right, from there, let's get ourselves up. We're We're gonna go right into a backwards lunge. I'm gonna use my number 2 kettlebell. I suggest you do the same. Or your number 2 weight. So my number 2 is typically around it's anywhere, it can range anywhere from a 12.5 to a 17.5 for my number 2 kettlebell or dumbbell. And that's pounds for those of you that are in Europe. So right here, we're gonna work a backwards lunge. A lunge by definition is a step and return, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little shifty here. This is a little dance. So we're gonna go, right hand has the kettlebell, right leg back. Just like that. When we get to the top, you're gonna change hands, take that same leg and step to the side. So we're doing a little combination. We got 20 reps. We're gonna go back, then we're gonna go lateral. Number 2 dumbbell, perfect posture, strong through your belly. Ready? 1, back, change hands. 2, back. 3, back. 4, back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, halfway, 12. Nice and quick. 13, see if you can match my pace. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let that heart rate come down just a little bit. We got 1 set going the other way. Back lunge, lateral lunge. Woo! Okay, ready? I got left arm, left leg, big posture. Here we go. 1, tap, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lots of level changes here. 9, 10. Halfway. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. All right. Last week, I'm grabbing my number 3 dumbbell. Last week, we worked some speed. And we're going to pull off the ground. If you have a back issue or anything makes you nervous from getting all the way from the ground, then what I want you to do is just keep hold of the dumbbell and pull it more from your knee. So what we're going to do, anything we hold down by our hips is called position 1. Anytime we get up around our shoulders, that's 2. Anytime we get all the way overhead, that's 3. So all we're going to do on the first set is alternate hands. It's a single arm deadlift, and it's a deadlift because we're just pulling it from a dead stop off the ground. So number 3 dumbbell or kettlebell, whatever you got. It should be relatively heavy. If this is one of your first times with us, make it not too heavy, okay? But everybody should have around a 15. So from right here, little squat, your eyes are up, your chest is up. You're just gonna pull it to position 1. Come all the way back down, change hands, position 1. We're gonna go 5 each side. 2. Some of you boys should be lifting a 40-pounder for this. 5. Hips way to the back. 6. 7. 8. Beautiful control here. 9. And 10. Okay, good. Now, we're gonna pull that dumbbell now, a dead clean, and it's gonna be speedy off the ground. We've worked a lot of rotation through the hips. Once the hips are rotating, it means the low back doesn't have to rotate. So this is safe. If your hips are mobile, if you can get into each hip, then your low back can stay stable, right? So if the hips are mobile, the low back can stay stable. A lot of people would worry about this movement just because they're worried about their low back. Well, we have mobile, strong hips, butt to the back, right? Butt to the back. So we know how to move from here. We're gonna go very quickly off the ground to a standing position, back down all the way to the ground. Now, if the ground makes you nervous, you're gonna do what we call a hang clean. 1, 2. So you're only gonna go to your knees. 3, just like that. Now, since it's a power move, we don't have to do so many reps. We're gonna go 6 on the right, 6 on the left. If you're doing a dead clean, you're coming off the ground. Everybody else, you can be doing a hang clean, means you're gonna go from your knee, all right? We got 6 and 6. Fast hips. We're looking for speedy hips. Ready? Hop. 1, all the way to the ground. 2, all the way to the ground. 3, 4. Fast hips. 5, 6. Change sides. Ready? Fast hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. Woo! Power. Speed and strength equates to power. Okay, we got 2 more sets of that. If you're not a little winded, you need to go up in weight maybe. Okay? Dead clean, single arm, dead clean. Ready? Nice strong posture. Grab that right arm. Nice big fast pull, fast off the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Take a short breath. Once you work hard through those, fast through your hips. Okay, left arm, second set of 6. Ready? Speedy off the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Woo! Okay. Let's move and let's build on that one more time. So this one is going to be a dead clean. And as it comes to position 2, we're going to catch it in a squat. So it's a dead clean and squat. And we're going to do 5 each side. 1 time. So make it great. I don't know if you can see yourself, but make sure that as you do your dead clean, then you do your squat, that you don't let your knees flare out to the side. Remember to always anchor in. We have worked our anchor. This is a journey. You gotta love the journey. You can quote me. Everybody, do a little post today. You gotta love the journey, because if you love the journey, it's never boring, and I promise to make it super fun and super effective. So remember, all of your strength is in here. All of your weakness is out here. We want to find that strength. Nice single arm, dead clean, catch it in a nice squat. We got 5 reps, high quality. Ready? Here we go, off the ground. 1, all the way to the ground. 2, all the way to the ground. 3, that recovery was good. 4, last one, knees in. And 5. Good, you might notice my offhand, I'm pushing it a little bit to the front, and that's making sure that my hips are always going to the back. Okay, left side. Speaking of hips to the back, I'll give you the side view, okay? Ready? Here we go. Up. 1. 2. 3. 4. Last one. And 5. Whew. Nice job. All right, shake that out. Put that dumbbell to the side. We're gonna work some slow mountain climbers. I'm not a big HIIT trainer. I know how to do it. You'll see some workouts on demand sometime the next 2 months that are HIIT, high intensity interval training. But for now, for the most part, we're getting strong, we're getting powerful. That's our goal, that's our focus, that's our periodized model. All right, so let's go into high plank right here. Take your left leg up by your left foot and then bring it back. Right side. 2, 3, 4. We got 10 total. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do is just work a little bit of decompression. So anytime you add external load, you're not gonna see me do a lot of exercises with bar on the back because the compressive forces of that, they're not my jam. They're not my favorite thing. Do I back squat? Yes, probably a couple times a year, but more often than not, I'm gonna goblet squat, I'm gonna front squat, and that's what you'll mostly see with my programs because I just wanna keep you nice and safe. Risk and reward, constantly managing that. All right, so what we're gonna do is just do a little bit of decompression breathing. So feet are at about 1.5 times shoulder width. Tuck 3 fingers under, thumb on your bottom rib, pinky on your hip bone. Drop your hips to the back just a little bit. Chin back, chest up. Fill your rib cage, fill the back of your ribs with air. We use the measuring sticks to ensure that you're not sinking to the front and succumbing to gravity. Fill your ribs, fill your rib cage with air. 2 more big breaths. Good. Shake that out. Let's go into that woodpecker stance, which is right here. You can see this angle of my femur, and I just want you to lean forward ever so slightly. So I'll stay in this position here. So there's a little bit of loading onto that lead leg, right? From right here, you're just gonna take your hands at the height of your heart. You should feel your right leg really light up a little bit more. This is a woodpecker. Couple big breaths here. Bring the hands back, change legs. Float the right leg back, float the back heel, add the weight of your chest to your lead leg, scoop from the bottom, hold your hands at the height of your chin, height of your heart. Work your breath. Come on out of that. And we are done.